Tonight on the TTRPG flip through, we are talking about Carved by the Garden, a folk horror solo RPG by Cassi Mothwin. This game, it has a lot of unique mechanics compared to other solo RPGs, and I think Cassi does a great job of using those mechanics and the interplay with those mechanics in interesting ways that really kind of set this apart from other solo RPGs. This was kickstarted in summer of 2023. So let's dig in. Starts off with a quote from Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. Maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. I had to look this up. He's a gothic horror author. And to play, you need a deck of cards, 6-sided dice, 8 pieces of nature, a tumbling block tower, and there are some alternatives that are provided, and something to write in to record your journey into the forest. Now, this right here, I think, gives you an indication that you're going to be doing some different things that you might not have done in other card-based or solely dice-based solo RPGs. We are all just part of the cycle, and I am ready to bloom. And this is a great kind of meditation on forest and the wilderness and the wild, and the way in which it both draws us in, but also has danger. And that theme repeats throughout. There are horrors within these pages, and you are one of them. So again, putting you central in that story of horror, and just a great hook. Safety. There's a lot of creepy things in here. It's very important to describe this up front so there's no surprises for people. Set those expectations. Tumbling tower alternatives. So not everyone's going to have access to this. So there are some online alternatives that are provided. But the result of the game is very dependent on what happens. You pull blocks at certain points, and if that tower tumbles, you get a certain ending. So the situation, this is the hook, this is the setup. Those that you live with are worried about you, and they wish to stop you from wandering into the woods alone, but they've been unable to do so, and they offer you a compromise that they will let you go into the woods as long as you journal that event or that exploration. I almost said adventure, but it's not quite an adventure. But you wonder if they'll believe what they read. Because again, it's centering you as you have experienced something supernatural in the woods. And that is what's really drawing you in. You love the woods, you fear the woods. And again, this is as a solo journaling game. It's engaging the reader with questions. Who are the wicked woods? What have you found in the dirt? Who are you? It does also give you, if you don't want to play quite as personal of a story, it does give you alternatives. So I think that's a good option. It sets up different role-playing narratives, because this game actually does lend itself pretty well to replay. So how do you play? During the day, you roll a 6-sided dice, and you draw a number of cards based on that dice. You flip over the card, you do the prompt, and it may ask you to do something else, such as pull a block from the tower. Usually you discard those cards. Sometimes you don't. Describes a little bit more in process of the journal here. I like that the journal is centered in the world. You're not just journaling it because it's a journal game. You're also journaling because your character in the world has been instructed to do so. And the deck of cards is divided into different themes. Also love here that these themes are tied well to the suits. So hearts is bonds, diamonds is supernatural, clubs is factions, and spades is the earth. And it tells you here that everything you encounter is real. So really pulling you in to playing an in-character game, and also telling you that if you feel that your character has seen too much, turn to severed ties. Or if the tower falls, you turn to abandoned. Now it says stop. Set up. Wait until you're ready to play. A nice little interlude image here before bringing you into the story. The jokers play a special role. You keep them in the deck, and if you get to a second joker, there's a special ending. Most of the time, it's going to end with an abandonment or a severed ties, but there are other pathways. And the Ace of Hearts here sets up one of those other pathways with those 8 pieces of nature. And depending on, if you pull that Ace of Hearts and you have a certain amount of nature collected, you will get one or another result. So again, this game is lending itself to replay, and it's using these non-traditional methods, but also bringing you more fully immersed into this world of the forest. And these prompts, besides being sometimes truly horrifying, you follow a bubbling trail of blood. I won't continue, but you can read it. Beyond those prompts, it will tell you instructions like pull from the tower. Or it may tell you in certain instructions, if this is your 4th king, something special will happen, something different will happen. So, prompts for every card in the deck. Then you are eventually going to end up and again, the thing I love is there's these interplay of these different mechanisms. There's the tower, there's the cards, there's the dice, and they're all working together to create a different narrative experience, and something that will be varied. So you're getting a lot out of this. Nice creepy imagery there before it gives you the endings. And I will not show you the endings because I will not show spoilers. But ends with this great handprint. My, how you've grown. Describing a certain scenario that can happen as you play this game, as the horror within you and the horror within the forest reveal themselves. You love the woods, you fear the woods, you can't stay away from the woods. That is Carved by the Garden, a wonderful folk horror solo RPG. And it's available right now at Tabletop Bookshelf. If you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe. Go check out the shop. Thanks for listening in tonight on the TTRPG Flip Through at Tabletop Bookshelf.